Lesson 7. West Cumbria Floods, the United Kingdom, 2009. Carlisle, in Cumbria, was subject to flooding in 2005, following which investment was put into place to defend against flooding using both hard and soft engineering methods. However, the level of defence was limited to other parts of Cumbria, such as West Cumbria. In West Cumbria, the River Derwent rises high in the Lake District, flows into the Derwent water near Keswick, is joined downstream by the River Cocker in the town of Cockermouth, and finally is joined by the River Marron before reaching the sea at the town of Workington. A deep depression formed in the Atlantic Ocean on the 13th and 14th of November. As this moved northeast, it brought heavy rainfall and saturated the land in Cumbria, but did not itself cause flooding. Another depression moved over Cumbria between the 18th and 20th of November. This brought further heavy rain and caused flooding. Short-term impacts of flooding were Keswick Main Street were flooded, and evacuations, including that of the hospital, were required. The flood water hit Cockermouth. Water began to flow along the main street and through homes and businesses. Flood water hit Workington at night, and many people did not realise what was happening before they were cut off. Northside Bridge in Workington collapsed, killing a policeman. The floodwater carried debris, damaged the dock gates in the port of Workington. Power and communication lines were cut off, hampering rescue and escape efforts. Flooding of roads further hampered rescue efforts and made accessing hospitals difficult. Long-term impacts of flooding. The action of floodwater and large debris load damaged the structural integrity of many of the bridges. After several bridges collapsed, all 1,800 bridges in Cumbria were closed for further inspection. This took 6 months in total. This caused disruption to day-to-day life for local people and businesses. For instance, in Workington, people needed to take a 70-mile detour to get from one side of the town to the other. Bus and train services were disrupted, as were schools, where houses and buildings were impacted. People had to take up temporary shelter for extended periods. The floodwater deposited large amounts of debris onto farmland, rendering it unusable in many cases. It is unlikely to be possible to be clear and reclaim all this land. So what were the responses? The government provided £1 million to help with clean-up and repairs and agreed to pay for road and bridge repairs in Cumbria. The Cumbria Flood Recovery Fund was set up to help victims of the flood. It reached £1 million just after 10 days. Network Rail opened a temporary railway station in Workington. The Visit Cumbria website provided lists of recovery services and trades and people who could provide emergency accommodation. Longer term, £4.4 million management scheme was put into place. New flood defence walls were built which halted the spread of the river. Funding from government and local contributors. The river was dredged more regularly to deepen the channel. New embankments were raised, the channel height to reduce the likelihood of extra floods, and new floodgates at the back of the houses in Waterloo Street were built.